Hello everyone, this is Remlays from 40k Theories, and welcome to this new episode of 40k Lore for Newcomers. For this episode, we will be taking a brief look at the Imperium's Officio Assassinorum. As always, this is a brief overview for certain events, and as such, they will have in-depth videos dedicated to them within the future. So without further ado, let's begin.
For those that defy the Imperium, only the Emperor can judge your crimes. Only in death can you receive the Emperor's judgment.
The Officio Assassinorum is a secretive branch of the Imperium's government, responsible for the recruitment, training, and deployment of assassins. These assassins will be used to slay high-priority targets, be they battlefield officers such as Orc warlords or Tau ethereals, or political dissidents such as planetary governors who attempt to secede from imperial rule. The agents of the Assassinorum can accomplish such missions in a variety of ways, depending upon their individual training. These methods can range from long-distance sniper fire to infiltration, poisoning, or psychotic acts of mass slaughter. While the Grand Master of Assassins sits as one of the High Lords of Terror, in order to dispatch an agent of the Assassinorum, the High Lords must vote to approve their use, requiring 2/3 of their number to be in favour of utilising an assassin. However, should an assassin be deployed without the proper authorisation, then such an act is considered one of the highest acts of treason.
Pain is an illusion of the senses, despair an illusion of the mind.
The Officio Assassinorum can trace its origins back to the time of the Great Crusade. The organisation would be founded by 7 individuals who would swear an oath upon the summit of Mount Vengeance. This oath was to enforce the Emperor's decree of having neither world beyond his rule nor an enemy beyond his wrath. 6 of these individuals would go on to found what would eventually become the main assassin temples, becoming the Director Primus of each of the assassin clades. The 7th member of this conclave, who in actuality was Malcador the Sigillite, the Regent of Terror, would become the organisation's first Grand Master. However, all of these beings swore their oaths whilst keeping their identity a secret, with Malcador only having his identity exposed during the events of the Horus Heresy, thanks to the Primarch of the Imperial Fists Legion, Rogel Dawn. Once established, the leaders of the Assassinorum would conduct their meetings within a secret chamber deep within the Imperial Palace upon Terra. This chamber was known as the Shroud, and its location was unknown to all, save for a select few. During the Horus Heresy, the first execution force of the Assassinorum, which was composed of an assassin from each of the various assassin temples, was dispatched in order to assassinate the traitorous Warmaster Horus Lupercal. This team would, however, fail in its mission. When the leaders of the Assassinorum met to discuss the mission's failure, Rogel Dawn would force his way into the Shroud and expose the identity of each member of the organisation. Dawn would state his disgust at the deceptive methods used by the Assassinorum and belittle the organisation for their failure, leading to an argument between them all. This argument would only end when the Emperor of Mankind entered the chamber. The Master of Mankind decreed that the Officio Assassinorum acted as his hidden blade for too long, but now would need to be brought into the light. The Officio Assassinorum would no longer operate with full autonomy, and would finally become subjected to proper governance.
Fear me, for I am your apocalypse.
Agents for the various assassin temples are recruited from 2 major sources. The first of these are children raised within the Imperium's Scholar Progenium, which are a combination of church and orphanage. The second of these sources are children drawn from the populations of feral worlds, worlds that are considered primitive and dangerous, yet breed strong, resilient and adaptable people. These potential recruits will then be shipped to Terra for years of intensive training, though their trials will begin en route to the world. These trials are merciless, putting the recruits through hazardous environments and even forcing them to fight one another to the death. The trials are designed to weed out the weakest amongst them, and over 90% of these would-be assassins will perish before they even reach Terra. Once they reach Terra, the surviving recruits will train for several years under the watchful eye of the Grand Master of Assassins before being assigned to one of the assassin temples. Once a member of a temple, these assassins will receive additional training, teaching them the skills and methods of assassination unique to that specific temple. In addition, each assassin will be augmented with multiple implants to heighten their senses, strength, endurance, and reflexes, which transforms these already deadly killers into an almost unstoppable force. It is said that assassins can run faster than the fastest athlete, place their hand in boiling water or within a roaring flame without flinching, and leap gaping chasms with ease. Even wounds that would kill a normal man are said to not be enough to stop an assassin once it has been assigned a target, and they will not stop until either they or their target is dead.
That which is unknown and unseen always commands the greatest fear.
There are 6 main temples of the Officio Assassinorum, each with their own unique methodology and training. The assassins of the Vindicare Temple are trained to act as snipers and are unparalleled marksmen. They also display remarkable patience, setting up their sniper's nest weeks or even months in advance in order to obtain the perfect vantage point of their target. They are equipped with a stealth suit to help them blend into their surroundings, and a spy mask which allows the Vindicare to locate heat and energy sources over a long distance, as well as monitor enemy communications. To slay their target, they utilize the Exitus rifle and Exitus pistol for both long-range and short-range combat, each weapon carrying a variety of ammunition types for maximum adaptability. The Kalidas Temple are specialist infiltrators and impersonators. Kalidas assassins make use of a specialist drug known as polymorphine, which grants the assassin the ability to shapeshift. This shapeshifting allows the assassin to impersonate members of the same or even opposite gender and even a different species altogether, such as Eldari, Orcs, or even Genestealer hybrids. This grants the assassin the opportunity to get extremely close to their target, and even allowing them to take their target's form once the assassination is complete. The properties of polymorphine are easier to use and manipulate if the user is female, and thus most Kalidas assassins are female. In combat, Kalidas assassins make use of the Neural Shredder, which overloads the target's brain and nervous system, as well as poisoned blades and even phase swords, which are able to bypass flesh, bone, and armor as if it were air. The Calexis Temple specializes in hunting down psychos. Recruits for the Calexis Temple are drawn exclusively from a type of human known as a blank, beings born without souls that project a negative warp presence. This aura that they emit renders them immune to almost any kind of psychic attack, and their mere presence causes intense pain to those who are psychically gifted. They use a unique piece of headgear known as the Animus Speculum, which is capable of channeling the assassin's null field into a deadly blast of negative psychic energy. While these blasts can harm almost anyone, they are especially deadly to psykers. The Aversa Temple operate in a completely different manner to the other main temples. While the other assassin temples operate with stealth or subtlety, the Aversa do not. Instead, Aversa assassins are little more than violent berserkers, pumped with a cocktail of combat drugs. These drugs grant the Aversa enhanced strength, speed, aggression, and endurance, making them able to withstand all but the most heinous of wounds. To help compensate for the strain these drugs put on their bodies, Aversa assassins are implanted with a secondary heart, which also acts as a failsafe should the primary heart be damaged. If the Aversa is slain, however, the drugs within the assassin's system will no longer be regulated by his immune system, and the Aversa will violently explode. In combat, the Aversa is equipped with an executioner pistol, which is, in itself, a combination of bolt pistol and needle pistol, a neuro gauntlet, which is a bladed glove capable of injecting toxins into a target, a blade such as a power sword or similar equivalent, and melter bombs to destroy any obstacles that block the assassin's path. These are the four main temples that are seen upon the battlefield, but two other major temples exist. These are the Venenum Temple, which specializes in poisoning their targets, and the Vanus Temple, which operates as intelligence gatherers and will typically use the knowledge gathered about their target to cause them to simply have an accident. And that concludes this edition of 40k Lore for Newcomers. If you liked this video, consider supporting us on Patreon for more content. If you're new to 40k, we hope you learnt something. So leave a comment below, and thanks for watching.